Today's video is packed full with 29 genius Dollar Tree DIYs from start to finish. We're using affordable outdoor finds and turning them into projects you'll definitely want to use in your own outdoor spaces. Hi friends, my name is Shannon from TheDailyDIYer.com, and I love to save you money by showing you how to DIY. So be sure to subscribe so you can come back and see the new videos that I post here every single week. Let's start with a very easy and simple DIY, creating our own little plant markers using clothespins. So of course, a very affordable find you can get at Dollar Tree or most department stores. I'm just going to put the name of this plant onto a clothespin using these really cute type letter stamps. I'll link them down below for you. An easy and affordable Amazon find. And these are stir sticks. They're really cute because they have a little ball on the end, which makes them a little bit different and cute. But you can also use the barbecue skewers you can get at Dollar Tree too. These are from Hobby Lobby, and as you saw, only $1.49, so still really affordable. I clipped that clothespin onto the stir stick, and we're just going to push that down into our planter. So these are great for indoor and outdoor plants. And what I like about this is you can make a whole slew of these for only a couple dollars. Our next idea, we're going to turn a hanger into a hanging display, and I actually have another idea of how to use this than what I had originally shared, so let's keep watching here. I'm going to take those clothespins, put a piece of jute through the metal loop that's in the middle of the spring. We're going to tie that around the bottom of the hanger, just tie a knot, and then you can tie as many of these clothespins onto the hanger as you need. So it really is just as simple as that. And then this has so many different great multifunctional purposes, including using it for organization. So if you clip things on here like ribbon from your craft room, it's going to keep it from unwinding, easily able to find it, and it kind of keeps it out of the way for you too. So here's one idea. The other idea is use it for decorative purposes. You can clip photos on here. I added a cute wreath to the top to make it even more decorative. But the new idea that I have for you is actually to use this for your garden. You can hang your herbs from it, you can hang flowers from it and dry them. So I think that's a really great use for it outdoors. I am super excited as today is a big launch day for my website, honeyprintspaperco.com, which is a paper printables crafting club, and a new collection is launched every single month. And this month it happens to be the Stars and Stripes collection. And I thought it'd be a lot of fun to craft one of the printables with you. So we're going to print out this design on some cardstock, and then we're going to flip over one of the pennants, add a little bit of hot glue down the side, and use a dowel rod, which happens to be from Dollar Tree, onto the back, and we've just created some really cute and simple 4th of July decor. So the Stars and Stripes collection actually has 20 designs in it, and you actually have free reign to create with them however you like. But if you like the designs that you're seeing here, then you can also head over to Honey Prints Paper Co. on Instagram, where I give you quick tutorials to show you how I created everything that you see in this setup, which is so cute, so fun, and so festive. So if you are new to Honey Prints Paper Co., you want to head over to the website and check it out. You'll actually get a glimpse inside of some of those current collections that are available, and you'll gain access to over 100 bonus designs once you become a member. And if you already have become a member, I want to thank you so much. But if you'd like to check it out, head over to honeyprincepaperco.com. You can also use coupon code SUMMERCRAFTING, which will save you $2 off your first month. I also have a QR code on the screen that you can scan, which will pop you over there really quickly. And I'll also have it linked down in the description box below for you. Now, don't walk past these decompostable flower pots that you can get at Dollar Tree. They are amazing. You can get a set of 10 of them for only $1.25. And this first DIY, we're going to make these into something pretty spectacular. You're also going to need a finial. I found this cute one at Hobby Lobby for only $2.49. And I'm also using some wood planks from Dollar Tree here. And we're going to make a cute little plant stand so you can put live or faux plants in here. So we're going to take those flower pots. You're going to need 2, and we're going to take a pencil and just trace around a little larger end to create our circle. We're going to cut out that circle by using a 1/2 inch size drill bit and just going around the inside of the circle. And then we're going to use some tin snips to snip that circle piece out. And here are those tin snips that I had mentioned. These I'm just gonna keep raving about. They're only $5 at Walmart. I'll link them down below. Definitely something you need in your craft stash because they're gonna help you cut through thin pieces of wood like this, thin metal, plastic. I mean, think popsicle sticks. So many great uses you can use in your crafting space with these for your projects, and they aren't going to, or they'll allow you to not have to use your nice scissors, and we all know we like to protect our nice scissors. So now that I have that, we are going to start using a pair of needle nose pliers to pinch out all of the little scallops that are inside the circle because we're wanting our pot to fit down inside there. I was doing fine. Now, it probably wouldn't hurt to come in with a piece of some sandpaper there to get all of the splinters off. Just kind of smooth out some of the edges before coming in and then painting it or staining your wood. Sweat me off my feet and made me whole again. You came in my life. I want to see your face. Never will I be the same again. So I am going ahead and painting the wood black. As you'll see off to the side there, I do have a black candlestick from Dollar Tree as well, and I wanted this all to match. So the finial and the wood and the candlestick are going to get that black paint. Still minding my own business, never knew the life had just begun. And here is a look at what you're looking for at the Dollar Tree when you're looking for these candlesticks. And I am going to go ahead and paint it black too, even though it's black already. That way everything is going to have the same black color and finish on it, so it looks like one piece when we're all done. All right, so our paint is all dry now. We can start putting this together. We're gonna take that wood slat and then push those peat pots down into the holes that we created. You could use terracotta pots here too if you're gonna be using live plants. These may decay over time with water and the soil and everything. So that's an option there. But if you're gonna be putting faux plants in them like me, these are going to be fine for that. So now we're going to go ahead and cover up kind of the edge with some jute there. I just thought it kind of looked a little bit messy. So we're going to take that jute and some hot glue and go around the top edge. Now let's attach the wood slat onto the candlestick. I'm going to do that with some E6000 glue. It's a more strong bond glue that's going to set up in about 24 hours for us and be much more strong and hold this all together. So we're going to put a little bit of hot glue on there as well. Hot glue obviously dries and cools much more quickly, so it'll tack it down while that E6000 glue sets up for us. So I'm just centering that wood slat over the candlestick, and then we're also going to do the same thing to attach our wood finial to the top. And I just think this turned out so cute. It kind of has a very modern but traditional look to it at the same time, something unique and different. And I also love that it cost a whole lot less, as this was kind of styled after something that was pretty pricey, but this only cost about $6 to make. We're going to make another project using those peat pots and also one of these wire wreath forms from Dollar Tree, but we're going to cut it down to size. It's going to save us having to use a lot of those peat pots, but you could totally leave this all together and make it really large if you'd like. We're going to keep this budget friendly, so I'm going to cut this down to where there are going to be 2 rings on the inside that we're going to use. You can always save the outside rings and craft with that later. You're going to need to grab 2 packs of these peat pots from the Dollar Tree for this wreath, but you're not going to use all of them. So you'll have even more to craft with later. We're going to take the pots, we're going to put the opening to the outside of the ring and the bottoms to the inside. We're going to take some hot glue and start tacking those down. Here's another crafting pro tip. Get yourself some of these really super affordable silicone mats. Another Amazon find, I'll link down below for you. You get 2 of them for like $7, so very, very cheap, and they will save your crafting experience. I love them because I feel like I don't have to be quite so clean when I'm crafting. I can just be messy because these are cleanable. You can get paint on them, you can get hot glue on them, and they are going to wash right off. Take them to your sink, wash them off, and you can reuse them over and over again. That way, we are saving our work surface here. I'm using a lot of hot glue, so some of it's dripping down below, but I'm not worried about it because this mat is going to be able to be cleaned off and it doesn't destroy my work table. So now that we have them tacked down, we're going to take some more hot glue. Yes, more hot glue here. And we're going to add even more onto the back side of the pots to reinforce them. We're going to add even more hot glue reinforcement in between each one of the pots as well, where they touch and connect in the center. And then all I'm going to do here is add some reindeer moss, also from Dollar Tree, and just hot glue it in between some of the pots and inside some of the pots, kind of randomly here and there, just to give it some color. Now, this is a great addition to a garden. If you're going to put this outside, I would reinforce it with some more stronger glue that's not going to melt if it gets really hot in your area like it does here in the Midwest during the summertime, because it will melt your hot glue and then you'll just have flower pots all over the place. If you're going to be using this inside, hot glue works great. I would even maybe use a little bit of strong tape on the back, maybe some Gorilla Glue tape on the back side. Even if you're going to put it outside, that will definitely help. But how cute is this? This would be even cuter if you use some of those faux succulents from Dollar Tree, tucked those in there, or even faux plants, faux flowers, and give it some color. This was a new Dollar Tree find that I semi fell in love with, the home sign, the vertical sign there. I didn't necessarily love that it said home on it, so we're gonna give it a much better purpose. But first I wanna cover up those letters. So I love the color still, and I had a very similar color paint that I'll link down below for you. It's a Walmart find. I'm gonna tape off the wood beads and the jukes. We don't wanna get paint on those. And we're just gonna completely paint this out so it just becomes one neutral color. So here was after about 3 coats of paint. I really wanted a good coating on there to make sure to cover up all those letters. And then I removed the painter's tape. The tape did pull on one of the strings a little bit too hard and it came apart, but no big deal. We're crafters, we can fix that. So a little bit of glue on the back side, fix that right up. All right, so we're looking good, right? What are we gonna do with this? Well, we're gonna turn it into a planter too with the help of those peat pots again. So each one of these is gonna get one and we're gonna attach that on there with some E6000 glue and a little bit of hot glue too. Doesn't hurt to just keep it in place while it's drying. I think this turned into the cutest vertical garden. So if you're short on space or you just have a little nook where you want a little greenery, this would be a great and affordable way to do that. A huge shout out to Dollar Tree for now carrying the actual legitimate larger size tiki torches. They've carried the smaller size in the past for $1.25. These are bigger, nicer, and only $3 each. And they are super versatile too. Let me show you a couple ways. If you don't like the idea of using the tiki torch fuel because of pets, because of kids, throw in a solar light. It's a great way to still add some light and some ambiance to your space without any kind of flame. So we know Dollar Tree has solar lights aplenty, so that's a great way to not have to buy batteries and then it turns off and on with the sun. So I love that, but another option is to also grab some of the fairy lights that Dollar Tree carries and tuck those down into the tiki torch too, and still getting the same kind of effect and glowing ambiance. If you're looking for more of that flickering flame effect that is more traditional to tiki torches, put a battery-powered LED candle in there and you're still gonna get that really pretty effect. So those are some alternatives, but Dollar Tree does carry the tiki torch fuel, only $5 a jug, which is way cheaper than Amazon. So a great find if you can get them. Also, it has citronella in it, so it's gonna keep those bugs away, which Midwesterner here absolutely appreciate that. And again, if you're worried about pets, kids, you can turn these into middle of the table, tabletop tiki torches by cutting the post down quite a bit and then flipping a terracotta pot upside down and inserting the stake down into that, and there you go. Next, I have some pretty unique ways to use these knee pads that you get from Dollar Tree. We're gonna make a decorative box with this. We're gonna cut the handle off the top. A metal straight edge helps with this, and an X-Acto knife, and it'll slice right through that foam for you in a straight line. So we're gonna cut the curved end off to give us more of a rectangle shape. Then we're gonna cut that in half long ways. So we have 2 pieces. We're gonna do that to 2 knee pad sections because we need 3 of those scalloped rectangles to create this box. So we need 2 long ones, and then the third one, we're gonna cut that in half to make 2 shorter ones. Now you can leave it whatever color knee pad that you purchase, or I decided to paint mine white just to make it look a little bit more farmhouse fashion. So I'm going to use some chalk paint for this. Chalk paint I use pretty much for everything because it's going to stick to most surfaces without chipping or coming off, and it's going to withstand, you know, a little wear and tear on it. So it's going to be able to bond to this foam a lot better than an acrylic paint will. So another Walmart find, and I'll link my favorite chalk paint down below for you. So I did go ahead and do 3 coats to get a good coverage on there, flipped them over, did the back side, and I will also suggest using a foam paintbrush because it's going to get down into all the texture on those knee pads. Another awesome Dollar Tree find are their metal drawer pulls that they're carrying now. They have black, they have gold, and they have different styles. I picked up this one because I felt like it was going with the style, the farmhouse style I was going for. We're going to attach those onto both of the smaller pieces that we cut down. Use a pencil, kind of mark the posts that are going to go through the foam, and use your hot glue gun to melt holes in there for you. And then these do come with screws with them, which I appreciated, but they're a little bit long, so a little bit of hot glue is going to help hold these together as well as those screws. So just go ahead and screw your pulls onto that foam piece. Now to put this box together, we're going to take, of course, the smaller ends are going to go on the ends and the longer ones are going to go on the sides. So a little bit of hot glue here, some E6000 wouldn't hurt either to help it hold it together more permanently. We're just going to make sure we are sandwiching the smaller end in between those longer sides. And now we need a bottom. So I decided instead of foam, because it's thick, we're going to use some foam board. It's a little bit more rigid, a little bit more thin, and it's going to work great for us. So we're going to lay our box on top of the foam board, take a pencil, trace on the inside there, and then cut that down to size so it'll fit on the inside bottom of our foam box. And there you have it, easy peasy. And I mean, would you ever think to turn knee pads into a farmhouse style wood box? So much easier than having to cut through wood, has fun texture to it, a fun wavy edge to it, and super duper cheap. What this costs, like $5 to make? Not bad at all. So that is super cute. Let's make something a little bit more useful using these wood crates from Dollar Tree and also a foam knee pad. We're going to take the crates and lay them towards the top. We want the whole of our knee pad showing through the top, and just trace the side of the wood box onto your knee pad. And then take your straight edge and your X-Acto knife and cut the bottom off straight, and then you're going to cut up the sides where we marked the crate. All right, so this time we definitely want to use this E6000 to make it hold as best as we can. So add some of that onto your crate and some hot glue, and we're gonna sandwich that handle now in between the wood crates, and so that handle will be in the middle for us. So I want this piece to all come together and look like one piece and not 3 separate pieces. So we're going to take this outside, give it a few coats of some light brown spray paint, and that's really going to help this look like one cohesive piece. But I want it to look more like wood and not just a solid color. So I'm going to faux paint this with a little bit of darker brown paint and a chip brush to add some of that texture. So I love that this is cute and functional. So cute to add to your countertop or the center of your table to hold napkins, salt and pepper, oil bottles. You could take this outside and use it for a barbecue and put barbecue sauce, salt and pepper in there, your napkins, and make it even more useful. Now, I'm sure we've all seen everybody using pool noodles for a like filler or styrofoam type material, and you can do that with these foam knee pads as well. So I grabbed this hanging planter from Dollar Tree. It's really pretty. It's like a ceramic one, and I think they have different colors too. What I'm going to do is just cut out the shape of this planter onto the knee pad and stick it in there, and it's going to become like a piece of foam or styrofoam in there. So if you're in a pinch, this works, or you know what, this may go a little bit further than the smaller blocks of styrofoam if you don't need anything too thick, or if you do need something thick, you can double or triple it up too. So just a fun and kind of DIY hack for you if you have some of these knee pads on hand, or you just need to add a filler to put some faux plants in. I feel like these shepherd hooks at Dollar Tree get a little bit of a bad rap, but I'm going to change your mind. We're going to make a few different projects using them that is going to actually work and be useful. So I'm going to grab one of those shepherd's hooks as well as a flag hanger from the Dollar Tree. We're going to combine these two together and make kind of a cool little garden unit. So we're going to put the poles right up against each other, but the hooks that go into the ground are facing away from each other, so we have some good stability in the ground. Now back at Dollar Tree, grab some of these cable ties or zip ties, and we're gonna zip tie those poles together. Highly recommend grabbing black zip ties if you have black rods, so that kind of disappears and all blends together. So here is the base of our cute little garden pole set. We're gonna put our flag on one side, and then the other side you can hang whatever you want on. But I'm obsessed with lanterns, and I'm obsessed with all the varieties that Dollar Tree has for lanterns now. And if you get the smaller ones, even this wood one here with the metal on it, it will still be strong enough to hold this one, I promise. So this is the $3 one, and watch how beautiful this set comes together. So Dollar Tree even carries the flags. So what we got, $3.75 plus $3 is $6.75. So not bad for a cute decorative garden set. So I do think that these poles are not very sturdy. They're not going to hold up a lot of weight on the end, whatever you hang on them. But if you take 3 of them, put them all together so that the poles are all met in the middle and the hooks are fanned out around it. And then again, use some of those zip ties to gather them together in the middle. And that is going to make these more strong, which means they're going to be able to hold a little bit more weight for you. And it's going to make it kind of cool and unique and customized. So again, I absolutely love the lanterns at Dollar Tree. So I went ahead and grabbed 3 of the metal black ones that are pretty light. You could put candles in them if you want, or what I did is I used them as planters and put some little plants inside of them instead. Now this has to be one of my favorite easy peasy hacks of them all, and that is adding a shepherd's hook into your planters. And then it gives it kind of a tiered look, a raised look. It brings your eye up a little bit more, and we're gonna hang a lantern from this shepherd's hook that's down inside the plant. I just really think this gives it such a high-end look. It takes 1 minute to do, and this was under $5 to get this look. If you want to add some unique pathway lighting or add some cafe lights to your backyard, you can use these shepherd hooks to hold those lights for you. I will link the lights that I use down in the description box below for you. We've had them for 3 summers. We're going into our 4th summer using them, and they've held up great. So they're good quality. They haven't broke. Here's cute Honey. Give her a thumbs up. She is always worth the thumbs up and such a good helper. And yeah, playing with her favorite thing ever, flower pots. She loves those more than balls and frisbees, but you know, we keep her happy, and luckily Dollar Tree carries them, so we throw her some flower pots from Dollar Tree every once in a while. But you can see here, back to this project, the lights have little hooks on them, so I'm just hanging those onto the shepherd's hooks, and it kind of makes for a out of the way lighting area for you, and super easy to do, super affordable to do, and I love it. It looks so great at nighttime too. As soon as I saw these chalkboards in the Dollar Tree Plus section, I had to have one, and I regret not buying a ton of them because I haven't been able to find them cheaper anywhere else, and I only bought one. So here's the big major project that we're gonna make using a Dollar Tree chalkboard. And what I'm doing is installing these siding clips into the siding. It's gonna hold our chalkboard up for us. If you need some of these things, they are amazing. You have to drill into your siding to hang things. It's damage free. I'll link them down below for you. They are affordable Amazon find. So we are going to make a little planter, a chalkboard planter that mimics this very pricey one, $66, a Williams-Sonoma herb garden that is going to cost us less than $10 to make versus almost $70. So we're also going to grab one of these paper baskets from Dollar Tree, $1.25 for this, $5 for the chalkboard, and we're going to turn the basket upside down on the chalkboard and draw a line around it. Make sure it's centered first, and then we're going to cut out the center of this so we can slide that basket in. Now we don't want this basket to slide all the way through, so I am gonna make a smaller sized rectangle inside of the actual rectangle because we're gonna whittle away with this and kind of cut a little bit out here and there until we have the right size that we want. And we're gonna take a drill a hole in one of the corners or all the corners so that way we can take a jigsaw and cut out the inside of this rectangle. It definitely felt good to get out my jigsaw because I can't even tell you the last time I used this, and it's so easy to use. It cuts through this stuff like butter and it just makes life a lot easier. So if you're worried about power tools, don't be. I mean, you just pull a button and you like run it through. It's almost like sewing, right? Except you're moving the machine. So easy peasy. If you are new here, actually started my channel a long time ago, over 10 years ago now, doing woodworking projects. So I don't do as much of it as I ever used to, but I do miss it and like to get the power tools out every once in a while. So another thumbs up for Honey, doing a little roaming around back there as my assistant. And you'll see here me still chipping away at the inside of that rectangle because I just want it to be perfect and snug and the outside rim to sit right on top of that chalkboard. All right, so you don't have to worry about it being too perfect, but this is exactly what I wanted it. I wanted it to snugly fit down in there. And then we're gonna use some little tiny drilled holes throughout this so we can use some zip ties to permanently attach that basket onto the chalkboard. So this chalkboard is, made out of like a chipboard, more of a cardboard. It's not wood, and we are gonna put water on this and some soil. So we're gonna seal it up. This is gonna help protect it so we can hopefully use this for several years and not just one season. So to do that, I'm using some polyacrylic, which is a water-based polyurethane. So it's gonna seal it up for us. I'm gonna do the back side of the chalkboard, the wood frame around the chalkboard, but I'm not gonna do the front of the chalkboard because we still wanna be able to use that as a chalkboard, and that's kind of sealed with the chalkboard paint that they used on the wood. Now we need to turn this into an actual planter because we want to put dirt in here, and if we did that right now, obviously it's going to fall all the way through those holes. So I'm going to use some of this garden fabric. We're going to double it up and we're going to set that down into the basket and use some more zip ties to attach it. All right, so through the magic of YouTube, got that done, just zip tied it all the way around the outside edge there. And now we can finally plant our herbs into our garden. I got 4 different ones, so I could put one in each corner. also used some extra dirt to fill in any of the empty space. We want this dirt packed in there pretty good, so the least amount is gonna kind of fall and tumble out. We're also gonna remedy that with using some jute, and we're going to zigzag it around the basket, kind of in the areas where we don't want our plants to fall out. So at the base of the plant is a place that you're going to want to pay attention to. We're going to zigzag it up and down, and we're also going to do it the other way, back and forth, so we get a crisscross pattern. Then I just got this all cleaned up really well, and then the fun part was coming in with the chalk and writing the names of each one of the herbs in the corners. And then onto the back porch to finally hang this. I was so excited. This idea had been in my head for months, and I was excited to finally get to see it all put together. So again, using these metal siding hooks, which are linked down below for you, we are going to put those kind of close together because we're going to hang the actual basket onto the siding and not the chalkboard onto the siding, because obviously the chalkboard sits out from the wall. We're also going to give this a good watering to moisten up the soil so a lot of it doesn't come crashing down out of it from the start. And it just hangs right onto those hooks onto the siding, and we just created our own vertical herb garden. I love this, love this, love this. It's been so nice. Our kitchen door is right on the other side of where I'm filming, so I'm able to just kind of go out there, grab some herbs, take it to the kitchen and cook with it, or it's on the way to our barbecue space, so we're able to kind of grab some on the way to our barbecue as well. So this was just a fun project, one that truly did come to life and that I couldn't be more proud of. So now this is probably one of the easiest planter hacks that I've ever done. Grabbing a flat planter from Dollar Tree. If you don't have a Cricut machine or a vinyl machine, this is the DIY for you. So I went into Canva. I just wanted a guide because I'm going to hand letter on this flower pot, and sometimes it's a little bit easier to have something to look off of, as I don't always have the best handwriting. So if I can find something that gives me a little bit of help in that area, I do it. And this is what is going to definitely be a help if you don't have a vinyl machine. So I went into Canva and just typed out welcome, and then I'm going to go through the different fonts and find a font that I like. And once I'm happy with it, we're going to transfer that design onto the planter using a pencil. So we are just going to freehand this. Like I said, with a pencil, and a flat planter helps a lot with this because there's not a bunch of texture on there or bumps, decorative things on there that's going to get in the way. It's going to allow your pencil to move slowly, and you can also erase if you mess up. So I love that too. And then we're going to come in with a white chalk marker and go over this and kind of add some more of the decorative details to make it look like the example that I have sitting off to the side. If you're going to be using this outside, I would recommend using a clear matte spray to seal it all in, so that makes it last and last for you, and it'll look cute all season long. So you can personalize this even further, be cute with a monogram, a last name, a house number, and a street number. So get creative with this. This is just one simple idea you can use. Next, we are going to create our own slate style coasters. This was kind of one of those happy accident crafts that actually ended up working really well in the end. So these are sort of like stone coasters that I picked up from Dollar Tree. Obviously, you see the $1.25 sticker on the back there. And when I opened my second one, it was broken. The corner had just come right off. So these are kind of a natural stone that absorb that moisture, which I appreciate. But as you can see, they can break easily too. So I did my best. I tried to glue that corner back on to mask it. And then I was like, you know what, we're gonna embrace this, because a lot of slate coasters actually have those jagged edges on them, right? So I just took my hammer and we went to town on the edges of these coasters and gave them lots of extra texture and character. And we are going to be using these for outdoor coasters. These are great on your porch or your patio. And so we're going to give these that slate look, continuing with that kind of theme that I was going for. And you can do that really easily by using some chalkboard paint. This is from Walmart. I'll link it down below for you, but you can get it at most craft stores too. And it's also going to kind of be a little bit absorbent for us. It's not just going to be like, you know, sealed glossy paint that water is just going to roll off of. It's going to help absorb moisture from your glasses, which is the whole point here. So we're going to give the coasters a coat of that paint, let it dry, and then I thought it would be a little bit nicer to add even more texture using some actual chalk to highlight some of those edges that we chipped off and make it look a little bit more realistic. So to do that, you're just gonna take a piece of white chalk and run it over your coasters, the top and the sides, and then take a cloth and just kind of wipe off any extra. Now, obviously, if you get these totally wet, they are going to, just all the white will come off. But what I've noticed is it kind of absorbs down into the paint as well and just gives it more of a used look, not necessarily just a plain black painted look. So I really like the extra character that chalk is really added. Back to these awesome lanterns at Dollar Tree. They are so cute, but we're gonna make this one even cuter. So I grabbed a small one and a larger sized one, $5 for the big one, it's $3 for the smaller one, and we're gonna make a cute decorative set using a white paint pen. So these are my favorite ones. I will link them down below for you. And we are just gonna take that white paint pen and draw some fun designs onto them and make them more pretty. So this is another great option if you don't have a Cricut machine, you don't have a vinyl machine, you can just use a paint pen and freehand designs onto things like this too. And I love these that turned out so cute. I added some plants in there, but you could add some candles in there as an option too. I had to share this project again because it is so fun. You're gonna need some terracotta pots. You can find some smaller sized ones at Dollar Tree now, which I appreciate, but I believe these are 3-inch size pots, and then these teeny tiny ones are like 1-inch size. And you're gonna need 3 of the medium-sized ones and 2 of the teeny tiny ones. We're gonna use that E6000 hot glue combo here. The first pot is gonna be flipped upside down, and then right side for the second pot, and then upside down again for the third pot. We're gonna give this a base too, so I have a saucer that goes with the 3-inch size pots that I'm going to glue onto the top here, flipped right side up. So we actually built this upside down. We're gonna flip it the other way around so the saucer is at the bottom. And then we're gonna make the cutest little tiki guy. So I'm gonna use some of this outdoor acrylic paint that I've had for a couple of years now. It is so nice because it is made to withstand the weather and the temperature changes, and it's really bright, bold colors. And it's a whole set that I got from Amazon that I'll link down below for you. It's just gonna make sure that your projects that you're creating are going to last and last, even though they're going to be outside for a while. So again, that will be linked down below for you. You can see I added the green stripes to the rims of the terracotta pots, and then I'm going to use my favorite paint pens that I've already linked for you to add all the detail to our tiki guy. All right, so here he is. We're gonna set him up and start adding his arms. So now for those teeny tiny little pots, they do have holes in the bottom, luckily, so we can add some jute through the terracotta pots, and we're gonna tie a couple knots on one end and pull it up to the inside of the terracotta pot and make him some arms. So I did that to both the little guys, and now we're gonna kind of hang them off the sides of our tiki guy, seeing about how long we want them to hang down, tie a knot in the back to join them together. And now here's the part I wish I would not have glued the top on yet. I wish I would have left his head off so I could sandwich the string from the arms in between the top and the middle pot. But we're kind of making do here. We're going to add some glue to the back side of where they join and wrap them around to the front side with some glue and trimming off any excess, and then just being careful to sit them back up. And I add a little bit more glue on the sides there so they would hang more towards the front, and that worked just as good. The tiki guys that I used for inspiration off of Pinterest had some hula skirts, and I thought that was so cute. And you probably could use the raffia hula skirts that are at Dollar Tree, but I didn't have one of those. But I did have the raffia, so that's also from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use that and kind of wind some around my hand and make it long enough, and then hot glue that around his waist. Here's a little tip. This is a silicone face mask applicator that you can get in the beauty section at Dollar Tree. I'm using that to save my fingers so they don't get glued and burnt to death as I'm adding this raffia. Once I got all the way around the waist of the tiki guy, I took another piece of raffia and wrapped it around the top to add some more support and stability so it wouldn't just come off. And then time to come in with some scissors and give this skirt a little haircut. So we had just put together this whole kind of Florida vibe, tropical vibe seating area in our backyard, and I told my husband that we need a little tiki guy back here, and he thought it was such a great idea. So I made it come to life. Here he is, the cutest little terracotta pot tiki guy. Now I have an idea that is going to combine the terracotta pot with a shepherd's hook and also one of these larger sized garden hooks from Dollar Tree. We're going to put those three together to make a hanging garden. So go ahead and put your shepherd's hook into your garden, into your dirt, and then take your hook. We want the smaller sized hook at the bottom, the bigger sized hook at the top, and we're going to take the holes in the terracotta pots and fish them down onto the hook. Now I know these shepherd's hooks don't hold a lot of weight, but for whatever reason, it did just fine with this. So I even added some plants, some live plants to these pots, and the shepherd's hook still held them really well. So I'm not sure what the trick is, but this worked. And if you're worried about how much weight it's gonna hold, the smaller size pots work perfect for this hack. Next, we're gonna make a little succulent garden using a Dollar Tree flower pot. And also I have an 8-inch and a 6-inch size saucer from the craft store. We're gonna stack them in this fashion together. If you want, you can glue them together. If you don't wanna glue them together, they stack fine and stay pretty well, especially since we're gonna be adding some river rock from Dollar Tree to the bottom and to the top. That's gonna add some weight. And then we're gonna add our Dollar Tree faux succulents into here. I also had some like hangy ones that were from Hobby Lobby that I cut apart and used here too. But you could even do live succulents in here if you wanted. And then here's an extra DIY. If you feel like you want to do this, you can add some water to the top and the bottom if you wanted to, and you just made a little bee and butterfly drinking station. Now we're gonna use a Dollar Tree pot and one that's a little bit bigger from Walmart. We're gonna flip these upside down, bigger one on the bottom, smaller one on top. And then I also found these cute lanterns at Dollar Tree, $1.25. I think they were so cute. They would even make cute ornaments for Christmas time. Hint, hint. So this does have a battery and a on-off switch on the bottom, so I didn't want to permanently attach this on here. So we're just gonna stack it and go ahead and spray paint the bottom two flower pots black. That way it all kind of becomes one big piece once we put that lantern back on top. You've seen our dog Honey on this video a couple times already, so she's kind of the inspiration for this flower pot idea. We're gonna turn it into a beehive. We love bumblebees around here too because of Honey and because of our garden, our bumblebee garden. So I just spray painted this flower pot yellow. We're gonna take a black marker and add the little hole for the honey hive on the front there, and then we're going to hot glue some bumblebee embellishments that I found on Amazon. I'll link down below for you onto this flower pot to really give it some character. And this is just so cute. We're gonna just take this one step further, put an LED battery powered candle on top of it and turn it into a candle holder. So cute to add to a shelf, or like I'm showing you here, onto a tiered tray. Now these plastic flower pots at Dollar Tree really made me think of a beehive. So we're gonna turn this one into a little bit more classy of a beehive and make it look copper. So I have black and I have a copper spray paint. First things first, we are gonna spray the whole thing with some black spray paint to give it a nice base. And then we're gonna flip it over and we are going to add the copper spray paint to make it look like metal. Now this cute little bumblebee wind chime was a gift from my kiddos for Mother's Day a couple years ago. It's been hanging outside for a couple years. It needed a little bit of refreshing, so I cleaned it up, and we are gonna give this a couple coats of that copper spray paint as well. We're gonna hang it inside that flower pot and make it one big beautiful set. Now I have to do a little bit of work to this flower pot to be able to hang that wind chime up through it. So I have an awl here, which is kind of getting a hole started for me, punches a hole down in there, and then I'm going to use a screwdriver to make that hole even bigger because the wind chime has a hook on it. I'm going to straighten that hook out, feed it up through the hole, and then re-bend the hook so it will hang for me. Now you can leave it as is, or I thought, you know what, one more step, let's take a black marker and make a little hole on the beehive and just give it a little bit more of that taste of being a honey beehive. I think this turned out so cute. It kind of gave new life to something that I already had and was easy and affordable to do. Now, if you liked the stacked black lantern that we made earlier, here's a bigger version of it. I grabbed two similar flower pots in different sizes. We're gonna flip these over, put the bigger one on the bottom, the smaller one on top. And instead of that battery powered candle lantern that I had on the smaller one, we're gonna find this really cool solar powered LED lamppost light at Dollar Tree in the plus section for $5. And we're gonna pair this together. So first things first, we're gonna use that E6000 glue the flower pots together, and then take it outside and spray paint it black. All right, so now the bottom is going to match the top. And again, we're gonna use that E6000 glue to attach the solar light on top of the flower pots. We're gonna make this even more useful and add a house number to the front of this. But again, you can put a saying, a quote, a monogram, a house number, a street. You could put butterflies around it. You could really get as creative as you want to. But I just thought since this was a little bit larger, adding some numbers to this would kind of pull some double duty here. So I'm just going to show this whenever it gets dark outside with a white light. But the cool thing about these solar lights is there's actually a switch underneath, and you can change it to where it will do bright white, warm white, or it'll cycle through colors too. So I really like that. I also love that it's solar powered, so there's no on and off switch you have to deal with, and it will automatically turn on when it gets dark outside. Very, very cute. Love it during the day, love it during the night too. We're gonna recreate this umbrella stand that is a Pottery Barn item, $399. Would you spend $399 on an umbrella stand? I sure would not, but I sure would do my best to try to recreate it and make one for far less. And that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna take some nautical rope, which you can get bunches of it from the Dollar Tree, or you can head to Hobby Lobby, and this is a little bit more economical. $9.99 for a big bundle of it, and you don't gotta piece them all together. It's just one long rope. We're gonna pull out our prized 10 snips, those $5 amazing tools that we got from Walmart that I've already got linked down below for you, and cut around the base of this Dollar Tree hamper and cut the rounded handle off the bottom. Or it's gonna be the bottom, it's technically the top. We're also going to take those 10 snips and cut that circle out of the bottom. Now here's the part where you're gonna wanna turn on the Daily DIYer YouTube channel and just click play and start watching some videos, as this part is gonna take you a good while. I would say maybe 25-ish minutes to wrap the entire thing around the basket. All that rope is gonna go all the way around the basket, over and over and over until you run out of rope. And once you get up to the top, you're gonna make sure you cover up that edge and then kind of wind it around and cover up the bottom of the basket as well. Now you'll see here, I did run out of rope. So you're gonna get like, I would say 93% of this basket covered with the rope that you get from Hobby Lobby. But luckily I had some of the Dollar Tree stuff on hand, and I used that to finish up covering up the top of the basket. Now you're not gonna wanna cover the entire thing. We did cut out that hole for a reason, so we are just gonna cover up as much as we can, but leaving an opening at the top big enough to slide an umbrella into. That is the whole point here. So what I've done is I put the basket upside down over an umbrella stand and then brought an umbrella in and stuck it down in there. Just that easy. So we're getting the same kind of look, Pottery Barn look, a really pretty base for our umbrella without, of course, the high price tag. This was so much cheaper, and I'll throw it up on here on the screen what the actual cost is and what the savings was. Now, if you want to save even more money, make really pretty high-end looking Pottery Barn dupes, I just put out a video. If you missed it, I'll link it after this video, so that way you can go on and watch that. It'd be a great one to catch up on, and it'll save you a bundle of money too. My favorite recent Dollar Tree find are these plastic Lazy Susans, and yes, they're only $1.25. We're also going to grab a charger plate from Dollar Tree, and we're going to combine the two of these to make an outdoor barbecue Lazy Susan that also has some hidden storage on the inside. So we're going to take this outside. You want to spray paint your Lazy Susan to match whatever style of charger plate that you chose. Mine kind of has a hammered metal finish, so that's what I'm going to mimic here. I spray painted the bottom with a metallic silver, and then to get that hammered metal look, I'm going to use a dark gray paint, stipple it on there with a sponge, and that's gonna give me kind of a matching set look. Looks pretty good, right? Well, now we want to put that plate on top of our Lazy Susan, but if we do that and spin it, it's not really going to spin for us. So we're going to make it happen by using some of this food grade, food safe silicone. So what I'm doing is taking that and I'm going to put it around the top edge of the Lazy Susan. This does take 24 hours to set up and cure, so you're going to need to let it sit for a little bit or overnight before coming back and then putting your charger plate on top. So what's that gonna do? Well, once you put all your barbecue essentials on top, it's gonna grab onto the silicone and turn the tray for you. Where's that hidden storage? Right on the inside. So since we put that silicone on there, we're still gonna be able to take that plate off the top. So it's a perfect place to add napkins so they don't go flying away on you, and still be able to put your condiments on top. So that way you can spin it so everybody can get to the condiments, and then still lift the tray off, get some napkins out, put the tray back on, and yeah, so we got lots of usefulness going on with this DIY. And I'm gonna leave you with the easiest hack and DIY of them all with the Lazy Susan, just using it as a plant tray. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna allow you to be able to turn your plants so that it gets even lighting all the way around it. And it's plastic, so you're gonna be able to water your plants and it's going to catch all the overflow. I'd say that's a pretty good DIY and hack that costs only $1.25. Love these awesome Dollar Tree finds. Don't forget to head over to honeyprincepaperco.com, join the club, see the brand new collection that just launched today. And I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I'll have that Pottery Barn video popping up on your screen, also more outdoor patio hacks you'll want to click over and watch next, and I'll have all those supplies linked down below for you as well. Thanks so much again, and I will see you in the next one. Have a creative day.